Hello YouTube viewers, welcome to my show Camera Tuesday. In today's episode we're gonna take a look at what some people have forgotten. It's Handycam. It's not dead yet. So let's dive right into it. Now I want to simplify this idea. Why the hell you wanna buy a Handycam instead of interchangeable lens camera? Very simple. It's a very simple, elegant and compact. What does that mean? It's everything you need from a display, basically a monitor like this. It's all in one package, because many of you know, even though more and more cameras are coming out which has flip out screen, not every one of them have, and many times you will end up in a scenario where you have to buy external monitor. Almost all camcorders come with the ability to have a flip out screen which turns towards you, so that's pretty awesome. It's simple. It's meant to do one thing and it does it well. And elegant simply means when you are holding it, it's not like you are holding a gun. It's very simple, it's elegant, like you can easily do recording for hours. So this is a very simple solution and it has been quite popular for a few decades. Now it has been phased out for in favor of basically interchangeable lens camera and your mobile camera. But I want you to understand why it's not a favorable comparison against these puppies. Basically DSLRs or interchangeable lens camera is basically, if you actually seen any people who have bought DSLR, they will realize it's not small. Even the small and light one like 4000D and D35000, they are not small. They may appear small in picture, like when you hold the body only, oh it's light, it's not that big. The moment you put lens, even kit lens, you realize okay, this is very big, this is very heavy. Undeniably it has a higher quality, but that quality if comes at a cost that you can't actually lift it, as in like you can't hold it on for 2-3 hours, and you are doing something that requires 2-3 hours of recording, you're not going to use your DSLR. And cost, now this aspect is a very limiting aspect for many people. It's like Handycams of equivalent comparison, as in like more or less, not exactly the same point, but more or less. Let's say 1-inch sensor versus micro four third. Don't compare 1-inch sensor against full frame cameras. You can get a very good cheap camcorders. Now when I mean cheap is comparatively, do not think it is cheap, it's just comparatively it will appear cheaper. But when you compare the sizes of it, it's a day and night difference. Because even if a camcorder is that's like big camcorder which has 3 CCD, one for red, one for green, one for blue, it's generally built in such a way that you can easily carry it. Now if it's a big unit, it's meant to be carried on your shoulder. If it's a small unit, you can carry it like this. DSLRs are not meant for that. The biggest hurdle if you are making video only, that these things are not very comfortable, and this will affect you. Like let's say you are doing video not for a living reason, you are doing it just chilling out and you want to do it, you will find it that you choose your DSLR less and less, simply because it's just so damn heavy. And cost wise, like you can start very small. Okay, I'm gonna buy this. The moment you people start complaining, hey, I don't think you're getting enough light, shallow background fit, because in DSLR people expect that. So now you buy the lens, and sooner or later you realize you have spent so much money that your DSLR is the cheap part and lenses have become the most expensive part. So cost wise, this is a very investment type of scenario where you keep investing. It's not like okay, I bought it, I forgot it. Like you may buy a flash gun or things of that nature, or a microphone, but you have to do those things in this also. So this whole idea of DSLR is suited for everything, it's not true yet. So let's understand this, why I am saying this. It's very simple. Let's say you want to do a vlogging. The best option people nowadays seem to think is action cam. That is true, absolutely, since you don't have to worry too much about it getting dropped or slammed into. However, let's say you are not in that kind of violent place, you are not in a water park or things of that nature, but you still want to handhold. DSLR simply works out. You can't handhold a DSLR single-handedly. It's very difficult. And even though people who use this sort of stick, GoPro and things of that nature, sometimes full DSLR with a shotgun mic like this, you can only do that for a few minutes, and best case scenario you can do that for 1 hour, not 3-4. So the idea that this is compact, that you can easily carry it like this and you can simply rest it on your self, it makes it easy. And it has a very high quality image stabilization. Now some of the Sony, even cheaper ones nowadays, come with what we call gimbal stabilization. Basically the lens, sensor and the whole assembly is independent in gimbaling. So image stabilization on these puppies, like flat out, there is no comparison. Like even the best DSLR or best mirrorless with in-body image stabilization will not match this. Flat out, don't even compare those things. Like and the fact that you can easily hold it also gives it very very secure rigid feeling. Some of them even have what we call optical viewfinder, not optical, electrical viewfinder, so you can use it in broad daylight. So all things combined, that it is a very compact package that does the job. The zoom factor is very crucial. Many of you know only APS-C lens comes with a ludicrously wrong zoom range. If you want to buy a zoom lens for a full frame camera, you will be lucky to get 5x or 10x. These puppies starts at 20. And I'm talking optical zoom. I'm not talking like fake digital zoom, optical zoom. And then image stabilization is also flawless. You have zoom, and this for some reason still boils my blood. Long recording time. If you are doing interview, if you are doing something that requires you to do very long recordings, flat out you will be frustrated with DSLR, because all DSLRs and mirrorless except one GH5 have flat out 30-minute recording. Now earlier I used to think that was due to file size limitation. That used to be the case in the very old days, where fat file system was used, so 4 GB file can be written in a memory card at the same time. But now that has gone, but still the basically you can still find the 30-minute limit. But then it turns out there is a law in European Union that if you want to sell things to them and if it records more than 30 minutes, it's a video camera, they will tax it a bit more. Now earlier I must have thought like those taxes must be very high, but it's not, because these cameras are not that expensive. Heck, many of them are cheaper than the body of interchangeable lens camera or cheap DSLR. So how the heck they can pay that tax and still be cheap? So that tax is the biggest hurdle right now. If that tax is removed, or flat out companies start to pay for it, Panasonic did that, and if let's say next generation of Sony full frame does that, like they flat out pay the tax that they have to pay for the video camera, they can easily kill this off. But as I talk to you right now, if you want a long recording time, these are the only option you can get. Or you can buy Red Epic and things of that. Although Red Epic only can record for a few minutes simply because the card does not you can't hard swap cards, and not to mention the card only has a 10-20 minutes capacity. So if you want something that can allow you to record for let's say 5-6 hours or 3-4 hours, and you're like, okay, what the hell you're gonna do that takes that long? Let's say you are making a build vlog. Many things take more than that to build, and you can have DSLR doing time lapse, or you can have these that give you a full video. In that scenario, you can talk to the camera and be ensured that it's a completed recording, and while editing, all you have to do is slice them and compress it, rather than in like DSLR where you have to have time lapse DSLR, then another DSLR, then another DSLR where you're doing other things. These are cheap. You can buy 5-6 of them. So they make very good companion for build vlogs, the long recording. And this all in one package, simply you pull it out, you start recording, that's it. Like Sony mirrorless are notorious for how long it takes to boot them up, and even my Canon 800D does take some time. It's very quick, but it does take some time. These puppies are built for like instantaneous recording. Some pro and Handycams, which will be the topic of my next video, pro Handycams, because even though these Handycams are dying out, that's why it's a very good time right now. You can go to a shop and they will sell you it on a very good discount. They are thriving more than ever. So this long recording time and the fact that this has better image stabilization than all things combined, and this optical zoom range which you cannot expect in your mobile phone, so all things combined, all in one, this is a very good solution for surprisingly a lot of people. And do not think like to start in YouTube you need a very big DSLR system, because you may buy a DSLR thinking okay, it's just that DSLR cost, but the moment you start buying lenses, the moment you figure out most DSLR does not support USB charging or an external power end. I mean, like they support it, but you have to buy an adapter that allows you to connect it to other AC adapter. That AC adapter also costs money, and these puppies generally have a DC line in directly and sometimes even USB line in. So all things combined, you can easily make them into webcam compared to a DSLR. So all things considered, do not discount Handycam. It can also make a very good tangent cam. Basically, Joe Scott does this, where he has like one primary cam and then a second cam. These can make that also. So this was my presentation on Handycams. They are not dead yet. If all companies start to directly pay for that tax, yeah, then they are dead. So this was my presentation. I hope you liked it or learned from it. In that case, please leave a like. If you didn't, don't worry about it. You can dislike it. I would urge you to leave a comment what you want to see in the next episode of the Camera Tuesday. And please subscribe, share it amongst your friends, #S2T. And I hope you liked it, and thank you for watching.